Any film star loss is heartbreaking, but when an actor dies in the middle of an anticipated film project, it's extra painful. In these cases, the deceased is survived by their family, friends, and fans. This unfortunate turn of events can frequently drive movie productions into chaos, as essential revisions must be made in order to complete the picture, which on rare occasions is totally abandoned. This sad scenario has occurred countless times in film history. Even after they are gone, these performers have a lasting effect on the work they create. In this video, we'll be looking at 10 actors who died while filming their last movie. But before that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It might not be a big deal to you, but your support means the world to me. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Number 10, Natalie Wood.
Since then, there's been so much focus on how she died that it's overshadowed who she was as a person.
Natalie Wood's acting career lasted 40 years and includes roles in blockbuster films such as West Side Story and the ill-fated Rebel Without a Cause. While the circumstances surrounding her death in 1983 remain unknown to this day, the tragedy occurred while she was filming her final appearance in the science fiction picture Brainstorm. Wood drowned in the Pacific Ocean near Santa Catalina Island during a break from production of her would-be comeback film. Authorities classified her death as an accidental drowning in 1981, but rumors still abound about what truly happened to Wood. Wood's death nearly derailed the film's production, however, to finish the project. Filmmakers enlisted the help of Wood's sister, Lana Wood, as a stand-in for some missing scenes. Wood's death is officially a cold case, and fans may never really know what happened to the young actor.
I've enjoyed the part where you act, not the stardom that follows it.
Number 9, James Dean.
How fast will your car go?
Oh, an honest miles an hour. Clocked, it run about 106, 7.
James Dean died in a car crash in October 1955 at the age of 24 while making his final feature, Giant. Despite only appearing in 8 feature films, Dean created a lasting reputation as an actor. Giant went on to win 1 Academy Award and receive 8 nominations, including a posthumous nomination for Dean. The other 2 roles that defined his stardom were Loner Cal Trask in East of Eden and surly ranch hand Jet Rink in Giant. A month before the debut of Rebel Without a Cause, the 24-year-old actor passed away, which contributed much to his status as an early Hollywood icon. At the time of his death, just one of Dean's pictures, East of Eden, had been released. His tragic death boosted the success of his films like Rebel Without a Cause and his other picture, Giant. Number 8, Brandon Lee.
I see you have made your decision. Now let's see you enforce it.
Brandon Lee had a lot to live up to in his acting career as the son of Bruce Lee, a famous martial artist. He started his career with leading roles in the Hong Kong action film Legacy of Rage and the straight-to-video Laser Mission. Transitioning to Hollywood productions, Lee first starred in the Warner Bros. Buddy cop film Showdown in Little Tokyo and leading role in Rapid Fire. Unfortunately, his career was cut short while filming The Crow in 1994. Lee was injured unexpectedly after an unintentional prop gun shooting. Because of faulty blank ammo, Lee's wounds were significantly more serious than they should have been, and he died during surgery. His death was eventually the consequence of carelessness, which added to the shock. Although he had completed most of his sequences, screenplay rewrites and a stunt double along with some CGI was still required to finish the movie following his death. Lee's performance was praised posthumously, and the film was a critical and financial success. His career has paralleled that of his father, both of whom died early before the premiere of their breakthrough movie. This incident serves as a cautionary tale for Hollywood producers on what can go wrong when producing a film.
I remember when I was a little kid, a lot of my friends didn't want to come over to the house because there were always these men out in the backyard screaming and breaking things, you know?
Number 7, Paul Walker.
New details this morning on the deaths of Fast and Furious star Paul Walker and his friend killed in a fiery car accident.
Known for his role as Brian O'Connor in the Fast and Furious franchise, Paul had an unfortunate accident that led to his death. The filming of Furious 7 was put on hold in the autumn of 2013 when Paul and his companion Roger Rodas were killed when their speeding red 2005 Porsche Carrera GT collided with a lamppost and 2 trees before catching fire, killing both men. This left the fans and his family in total shock. However, CGI was used extensively to complete what would have been Walker's last scenes, and his brothers offered himself as a body double as needed. The filmmakers took the time to ensure that these moments adequately honored the actor's history in the franchise, and despite his heartbreaking absence, Furious 7 managed to succeed. You might remember the popular song See You Again by Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth, which was a tribute to his legacy for the franchise. Number 6. Heath Ledger.
He sticks the blade in my mouth. Let's put a smile on that face.
Born in Perth, Heath moved to the United States in 1998 to pursue acting as a career. He was an actor born once in a generation, appearing in hit films such as 10 Things I Hate About You, Brokeback Mountain, and an Oscar-winning performance as the Joker, a near-perfect villain in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. Unfortunately, Ledger died in January 2008, before the premiere of The Dark Knight movie, and while filming his final on-screen part in Terry Gilliam's The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. Ledger died in January 2008 as a result of an accidental overdose of medications. In a sign of memory, Ledger's role was completed by 3 fellow actors and good friends: Johnny Depp, Jude Law, and Colin Farrell. Not to boast, but the guy won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor, and the BAFTA Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight. Number 5. Oliver Reed.
And the great difference between the really dangerous man and the loud man is the dangerous man has a great silence about him.
Oliver Reed began his acting career in the 1960s and stayed in the industry for 3 decades. The 61-year-old actor was cast as Proximo in the historical epic film Gladiator in 1999. Reed looked to be a natural fit for the position, which was an important element of the hero's journey. Reed was well known for drinking and partying as he was for acting, and died at a pub on May 2, 1999, before completing Ridley Scott's war epic. Sadly, the film that could have started the next chapter of his career ended up being Reed's final acting project. Hence, filmmakers had to rewrite his character's story after his death. At the peak of his career in 1971, British exhibitors voted Reed the 5th most popular star at the box office. Number 4. Marilyn Monroe.
I think you're the saddest girl I ever met.
The first man ever said that. I'm usually told how happy I am.
When Norma Jean Mortensen evolved into Marilyn Monroe, she cemented her position among the Hollywood elite. Marilyn Monroe was an American actress, model, and singer, best known for portraying humorous blonde bombshell roles. She was a well-known sex symbol in the 1950s and early 1960s. The star's personal life, however, finally put a stop to her enormously successful career. The actor died at the age of 36, which was far too young. She died of an overdose of sleeping pills inside her home in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, this left the 1962 film Something's Gotta Give mostly incomplete. The unfinished film was abandoned and sat for decades before being recovered. It has a duration of only 37 minutes, which is far from average for a feature picture. Despite her untimely death, Marilyn Monroe's influence as a 1950s global superstar lives on today. For starters, a film based on her life starring Ana de Armas was released in 2022 and exclusively released on Netflix. For a decade, she was a top-billed actress, and her movies generated $200 million, equal to $2 billion now, by the time she died in 1962. Number 3. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
If we are not helping him, then it is we who have failed him.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was an American actor who acted in many films and theatrical productions, including leading roles, from the early 1990s until his death in 2014. He gained recognition for his supporting work, notably in Scent of a Woman, Boogie Nights, Happiness, and much more. The acclaimed actor died in 2014 after a heroin overdose while filming The Hunger Games, Mockingjay. After completing almost all of his sequences, screenplay rewrites were used to compensate for the actor's absence. Hoffman's final on-screen performance would be in this film. Hoffman reportedly lived with addiction toward the end of his life and relapsed in 2012 after many years of sobriety, tragically shortening what should have been an enduring career. In February 2014, he died of combined drug intoxication. Number 2. River Phoenix.
If I had a normal family and a good upbringing, then I would have been a well-adjusted person.
Depends on what you call normal.
River Phoenix was a young actor who rose to prominence after playing in Rob Reiner's Stand By Me, was nearing the finish of filming Dark Blood, in 1993 when he died of a heroin overdose on Halloween at the age of 23. He began his acting career in television advertisements at the age of 10. Explorers, Stand By Me, and The Mosquito Coast were among his early cinematic appearances. Phoenix moved into more mature roles, earning him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor for his work in the Sidney Lumet thriller, Running on Empty. Phoenix was apparently leaving the Viper Room in Hollywood when he began convulsing on the pavement, surrounded by bystanders. He was transferred to a neighboring hospital by ambulance and pronounced dead. Cocaine, morphine, marijuana, Valium, and cold medicine were discovered in his system after an autopsy. Phoenix was also set to star in Interview with the Vampire alongside Tom Cruise. Christian Slater took up his part, and he donated his full pay from the film to a charity in Phoenix's honor.
It doesn't mean you have to like it.
Number 1. Vic Morrow.
While here at home, a freak accident turns a war movie set into real-life disaster, killing veteran actor Vic Morrow.
Victor Morrow was an Emmy-nominated American actor who was active on screen for over 3 decades. His film roles include Blackboard Jungle, King Creole, God's Little Acre, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, and much more. He was a tough-talking actor renowned for his roles in Combat, an ABC drama series. Vic was killed in an accident on the set of Twilight Zone the movie in July 1982, along with 2 kid actresses, Mai Ka-den Lei and Renee Chen. The screenplay asked for the employment of both a helicopter and pyrotechnics, a dangerous combination. The helicopter's tail was cut as the pyrotechnics erupted, forcing it to crash and killing the 3 performers. The youngsters were then determined to have been hired illegally, to be paid under the table, since the director reportedly sought to avoid California's rules prohibiting minors from working at night or near potentially dangerous helicopters and explosives. Despite the fact that the filmmakers faced legal action as a result of the tragedy, the production was finished and the picture was released in June 1983. It did poorly at the box office, thanks in part to the controversy surrounding the disaster.